Every night before bed, Lily could hear footsteps pacing back and forth above her ceiling. It was only when she moved into the apartment that the noise started. At first, she assumed it was just some late-night TV show playing on the television in the apartment above her. But the footsteps continued even after midnight. Sometimes they'd stop for a few days, then start up again. Sometimes the footsteps would be loud enough that the whole floor vibrated, and sometimes, very rarely, she could hear what sounded like muffled screams. Lily tried talking to her upstairs neighbor, a Mr. Williams, but he was always either too busy or too drunk to listen. So she did the only thing she could think of. She moved out. It took a few months to find a new place, so Lily had to stay in the apartment with the footsteps. The entire time she was there, the mysterious noise never stopped. But once she moved out, it stopped. There were no more footsteps in the night. Then one night, while Lily was curled up watching a movie on her couch in her new apartment, she heard a crash from above her ceiling. It sounded like a book or maybe a chair. Then she heard the unmistakable sound of footsteps. They weren't coming from the apartment above her. They were coming from inside her apartment, right above her ceiling. She stood up and pressed her ear against the floor, trying to listen more closely. The footsteps stopped. Then, just as suddenly, they started again. Someone was definitely walking around directly above her. But how? Her apartment was empty. No one had been there for weeks. Then the floorboards above her creaked and groaned, as if the person walking on them had shifted their weight. And then something very bad happened. A large section of the floorboards collapsed, leaving a gaping hole in the ceiling of Lily's apartment. She screamed and backed away as something pale and human slowly reached through the hole. 2 fingers at first, then a whole hand. Lily stared in horror as the hand twitched and clawed at the wood. Suddenly, the rest of the floor gave way, and the hand disappeared into the darkness above. Shaking with fear, Lily grabbed her phone and called 911. When the operator answered, all she could say was, "I think someone's in my apartment." Then the line went dead. When the police arrived, they found Lily's phone on the ground beside her couch, her dinner untouched on the coffee table in front of her. But there was no sign of forced entry, and no one was inside the apartment. All the officers found was a pile of old, dusty books in the spot where the floor had collapsed. As they stood there scratching their heads, one of the officers noticed something strange. Each book was titled, "The Many Haunts of Hill House," and each one had a different author. "Maybe we should call Ghostbusters," one of the other officers said, and everyone laughed. But deep down, they all knew the truth. Whatever was haunting Lily's apartment wasn't in the phone book.